Okay, so clearly I cannot perform ballet, nor can I audition for the opera. But what I can tell you is if you are looking to attend your first Paris Ballet or your first opera performance at Palace Garnier, I can help you out with how to buy tickets, the operating hours, what to expect, what to wear, and the full shebang coming right up. I'm Antoinette and welcome back to my channel. Today it's all about Palace Garnier and what to know before attending your first performance. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Palace Garnier was completed in 1875 by architect Charles Garnier. Napoleon III actually wanted to build an opera house, and so he decided to have a contest. Out of 150 applicants, Charles Garnier was picked to construct this opera house. Palace Garnier is home to the Opéra National de Paris, although most of the operas are held at the Opera Bastille. You can still catch a few operatic performances at Palace Garnier, although they are few and far between, but it's also home to the Paris Ballet. Palace Garnier is open generally from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., although there are special times given a gala evening or a special event, or a special lecture, or an evening performance. So you definitely want to check the website at operadeparis.fr for the latest hours. So how do you get to the Opera House to begin with? I personally took the Metro. You can take lines 3, 7, and 8 to get off at the, guess what, the Metro Opera station. It is the cheapest way, and I did a whole video on cheap public transportation options in Paris. Check it out in the card above or in the description down below. You can take a number of different bus lines. You can take the RER A train and get off at the Aubert station, or you can take an Uber, a car, and drive yourself with parking rates starting at about 16 euros. So that's how you get there. So now how do you actually buy tickets? So buying tickets depends on what you're there for. If you're going to just visit the building or if you're going to attend a performance. If you're visiting the building, you can buy tickets online. That usually starts at around 8 euros and it's cheaper for children and groups. Or if you want a private tour, those usually start about 13 euros 50 for adults. You can check that out with the Paris Passlib. There's a bunch of different options. So if you're going to actually visit the building, your ticket grants you entrance into the following areas. Let me read them off. You can go to the Opera Library Museum. You can get into the Rotonde de Abon, the Bassin de la Pidi, the Grand Staircase, the Grand Foyer, as well as the Avant Foyer, and the Salons de la Lune et du Soleil, and the Rotonde de Glacier, and tapestries. If you're going for a performance, you don't have access to all of these buildings because performances are in the evening, which is after the operating hours of 4:30 p.m. But that's okay because you can still kind of wander around and the attendants will let you know where you can and where you can't go. However, if you are attending a performance, you still have a lot of options. Yay! So, of course, you can buy tickets at the box office, in person, on the phone, or even via email, online or through the mobile app. Tickets generally cost between 10 euros all the way up to 250 euros, depending on how far your money can go and what kind of seats you're looking to get. There are a ton of discounts. Sometimes they do discounts on Wednesdays. There are discounts for anyone who's under the age of 40 and even under the age of 28. For kids, although they don't recommend babies go to the performance, but children probably around school age are acceptable. There are even discounts for if you don't mind having an obstructed or no view at all. Say you're visually impaired and you just want to go and listen to an opera performance, you can do that for about 10 euros. Check out their website for more information. Are you going to visit Palace Garnier to view the building or actually check out a performance, or both? Let me know in the comments down below and connect with your fellow travelers because you never know, you guys might be there at the same time. What exactly do you wear? So you know the building is gorgeous. It is a beautiful piece of design. You know the Opera House is one of the most known in the entire world, but what are you gonna wear? If you actually go to the Opera de Paris site, it's actually kind of not helpful. Let me read this to you. There is no particular dress code. However, we do request that you dressed suitably. On gala evenings, a dark suit is suggested for gentlemen and a dress for ladies. Okay, great. So if you're not going to a gala, what are you wearing? Well, first of all, if you're going to visit just during the day without seeing a performance, wear whatever you like. But on an actual performance evening, I chose to dress in business casual. I wore a sleeveless A-line little black dress with a crossbody black leather bag, black ballet flats, and a camel-colored wool blazer with silk lining and gold buttons. Other women decided to wear full-length gowns, and although completely appropriate for the space, it might have been a little bit overkill for an evening performance. For men, I did not see any jeans, no sneakers, definitely do not wear that, but at the minimum, slacks and dress shoes and a button-down shirt were completely acceptable. I probably wouldn't wear a polo shirt, it's a little bit too casual, but if you decide to pump it up with a blazer, that's perfectly cool too. There's a lot of men there in suits and blazers, not a problem. I didn't see a whole lot of people wearing a tie, but you could wear a tie if you want to, that wouldn't be out of place. Okay, so that's what you wear to Palace Garnier for a Paris ballet or an Opera de Paris performance. Now I'm going to give you a couple of helpful tips. Rapid fire, let's go! Arrive at least 30 minutes in advance because you have to go through security, have your bags checked, and find your seats. It's going to take some time and there will be a line depending on when you go. Performances can be subtitled in English as well as French. As we looked at when we were purchasing tickets, it tells you which one there is so that you know before you purchase. Hands down, there is no photography during a performance. Absolutely not. Don't do it, don't try it. You will get kicked out. You can, however, take photographs during intermission as well as before and after a performance. The attendants will definitely let you know what you can and can't do. If you go too far, do not try them, do not get bold. Just follow the rules and you'll be all right. The seats are tiny. Like, I'm kind of a tiny person, you know, I'm only like 5'3", and I was kind of tight in my seat. I had a Balkan fold-out seat, and here's a picture of it right now. Yep, as you can see, those seats are kind of small. So I feel sorry for anyone who's rather tall. You might be squished like a sardine, but you know what? That's okay because the performance will be well worth it. Because the seats are small, don't carry any large bags with you. If you have a cell phone like I do with a pocket here where you can slip your cards or any cash you have, or even if you have a small clutch, I prefer you take one of those because there's not enough room inside the auditorium for everything. Speaking of inside the auditorium, I highly suggest that you dress in layers. I'm the type of person who is always like super cold wherever I go, so I brought a wool blazer with me, which was completely fine before the performance, but once I actually sat down in my seat and the performance started to go on, it got really hot in there. Like, that building did not seem like it has air conditioning, but definitely dress in layers to avoid burning up. You don't need a printed ticket to attend a performance. The Opéra National de Paris is totally tech savvy. And so once you scan your ticket, you're good to go. My final tip is that you can pre-order your intermission drinks and snacks before the performance even starts. Just go to a concession stand, give them your name, place your order, and then once that intermission break comes, go straight up to the concession stand, grab your stuff, and hang out in the building. You don't have to wait in the lines just to get a drink. All right, everyone. That's what you should know about attending a performance at Palace Garnier, whether it's a Paris ballet or an Opera de Paris performance, lecture, or whatever it is you're going there to see.